Welcome to the show. This is your host, June Archer, the winner circle here on thisis50.com and motivate you. I am excited as always to bring you nothing but the best interviews with some of the great people that I come across along my journey. And this young man is no exception. I just want to give you just a touch of the magic that he creates. After this young man moved from Augusta, Georgia to Los Angeles to pursue music, he tweeted that one day he would work with Beyonce. 2 years later, he was doing just that. Since then, this gentleman has been a member of Kanye West's Sunday Service Collective Choir. He's toured internationally with the Exchange Quintet, performed at Coachella Festival. Man, it really doesn't get no work better than that, right? He was a
Yes, sir.
finalist on NBC's The Sing Off. He's appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, sung on Trolls, performed and produced by Dreamworks on Netflix. He's also part of the Wynton Marsalis and the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra. You know how I feel about orchestras and how dope they are. And he was also a part of the soundtrack for Disney's The New Lion King. He's here to talk about his new album, Love Letters, Volume 2. Please welcome to the show, Jamal Moore. Jamal, how you doing, brother?
Yo, great to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Man, it is a pleasure, honor to see such young talent making their magic happen and making a difference. I want to talk about the start. I want to go back and reading this. You were well groomed in classical music.
Mhm.
Um, how did that journey start out for you? Because a lot of people, when we start out in school, they try to throw a violin in your hand or a
You already
trumpet, a
know.
flute, a clarinet.
Hmm.
At a young age, you started your vocal uh, journey. How was
Exactly.
that you were able to start at such a young
So I
age, and what
so
inspired you?
got you. So I was born and raised, in church and everything like that, and singing in choirs. When they needed a drummer, I went over and started, tinkering on the drums and everything like that. After elementary school, my mom was like, you know what, I can't let you go to a regular middle school and high school. Your sister's over at this fine art school, so let's just send you over there. I was pissed because I wanted to go play basketball. I was like, Mom, I gotta play basketball. I'm gonna make it to the league. She was like, no, you might, but get these grades first and get these arts up. So went over there and met an amazing teacher by the name of Dr. James Dunaway, who was big in the choral world over there. He just started pouring into me about these vocals and stuff like that. And I met some amazing people there who were serious about vocals. And I just kind of went on that track. And like you were saying, we played violin in elementary school. So of course they put that in my hands too. Eventually went over to cello, but nothing stuck out like singing. So got really, really serious about that in the choral world and chorus world. And after that, I had to make a decision my senior year. My pops really wanted me to be an electrical engineer. He was like, you know what, you got to have a trade. You got this business right here. You can take it over, do your thing. And I was like, I love this, but I gotta go chase this dream real quick. Let me just go off to upstate New York, to Eastman School of Music, and pursue this opera degree. So did that for 4 years, and I was just passionate about it. So and everything just kind of lined up from there. So whether it was getting into the school, meeting an a cappella group there that we did some stuff on TV, it just kind of all worked together. So I knew I was walking the right path.
Now, and I don't even mean to be really funny, but as a man of color,
Hmm.
opera at Eastman, did you see people that look like you? Did it look different? Did it feel different? And what inspired you to keep doing it if you didn't have those images of people of color, maybe even namely a black man or black woman that was doing opera at the time? Because it seems,
Hmm.
and I'm not even being funny, I didn't see a lot of that growing up when I played the violin, right?
Got
So
you.
I gravitated towards the drums after I went to the Hart School of Music to play
Yeah,
violin. I just didn't see it. I didn't even see what we see now when you could
got you.
actually play hip hop and you could play R&B. I'm like,
Absolutely.
I'm kind of done with these twinkle twinkle little star and everything, right?
I got you.
Because I didn't see the cool factor in it. I saw the cool
Hmm.
factor with the drums,
Hmm.
right? Because the drummer was, hey, can the drummer get some? And you right there,
Exactly.
you in pocket. But for
Hmm.
you, what inspired you while you were on that journey at Eastman and opera, a black man? Like,
Hmm.
talk to me about that.
So going to Eastman, definitely I was one of, maybe 4 or 5 people of color there. And I knew that I would be different. My dad, my first day there, he was just like, you know what? I don't want anybody to have any preconceived notions of you. You know what I'm saying? I want you to just be clean cut, take your earrings out. I need you to focus in and everything like that. So I just, kind of adapted to what was going on. But I mean, there are plenty of amazing singers that came before me. There weren't a lot, but the great William Warfield, Paul Robeson, Audra McDonald, all these amazing singers of color in the classical world that kind of paved the way. And now that field is, expanding with more and more people of color. I have so many friends over in New York doing amazing things at the Metropolitan Opera now. I think they just debuted a major opera there by a Black composer, and it's taken the world by storm. And so what inspired me is just daring to be different. I knew that opera wasn't a genre that would be filled with people like me, but I just wanted to try it out, and I fell in love with it. And I was just, like I said, going against the grain, and said I wanted to make my mark on it. But most of all, going to Eastman for me was learning how to sing healthily so that I could approach these other styles and say I have this classical background, but I can still sing R&B, I can still sing gospel, I can still sing, country if you need me to. So it was really about getting the rudiments down so that I could have a long and healthy career.
Now you've worked with Kanye West in
Mm-hmm.
the choir. You've worked with Beyonce, Coachella,
Mm-hmm.
Backstreet Boys. You
Yes,
traveled the
sir.
world. What inspires you to continue to keep going, and who else is on your list or your wish list to perform with or perform for or collaborate with that you
Mm-hmm.
have not had the opportunity just yet, but we're putting it out in the universe. So
Oh yeah.
who is that person or persons?
Listen, I'm a huge John Legend fan, and I haven't had the opportunity to
Ooh,
work with him just yet.
ooh,
I mean, you could probably hear some of his influences in a lot of my music. One
most
of my main
definitely.
covers had is a medley of his love songs. You know what I'm saying? I get requested to sing that medley at weddings and everything. So John Legend definitely. I would love to mark Pharrell off the list. Timbaland, all these amazing producers and writers. Like I would love to collaborate with them. And like you were saying, I've gotten to collaborate and support a lot of these artists, but my main goal is to be the main artist and to put my friends on. You know what I'm saying? So I love supporting them and building their dreams, but ultimately it's helping me to get to where I want to get to.
Now, during this pandemic, I want to ask, man, what was the inspiration and motivation to continue to work through probably staying home? I don't know
Hmm.
if you were moving around too much, but you were able to come out with this album, right? This
Hmm.
EP, uh, Love Letters, Volume Two.
Yes,
What was
sir.
the inspiration to keep going, and what was the
Hmm.
inspiration behind this particular album or EP with covers?
Got you. So I feel like COVID, of course, it shut us all down. It made us all sit and reflect and think about a lot of things. Like I had to search within myself a lot and correct some wrongs and all this stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I felt like, kind of love trumps all, you know what I'm saying? So as much as we're going through it, we can just extend love to other people, you know what I'm saying? We can all encourage each other to keep pushing along.
Yeah, I would, I
And
would, I
so
would, I would be careful with the word Trump with love, in that.
listen, listen, you're absolutely
Pardon the
right.
pun. Pardon the pun.
Let's
Go
rewind
ahead.
a little bit. But love, listen, if you have love, you can overcome any and everything.
It
So I feel
conquers
like if
all,
we're
right?
it
It
conquers
conquers
all. Yes,
all.
sir. So extending that, that olive branch to everybody else and trying to keep everybody pushing along. One of the covers I released during the quarantine was Smile by Nat King Cole. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like everything around us was crumbling. Our way of life had been completely thrown off. We didn't know where the next dollar was coming from, how to adapt, or what was going on. And we just kept pressing through. We started getting creative. We started creating platforms like this to really interview people and share our music, and we figured it out. So my point of creating that project was literally to just encourage others and extend some love to everybody else, because I know we were hurting. And now we're not all the way through the pandemic, but we're coming out. You know what I'm saying? We're slowly but surely getting better, and I hope that my music will encourage others to just keep pushing.
Well, that Smile record was amazing. Uh,
Thank you.
On this EP, though, there were a few favorites. What You Won't Do for Love.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
One of my favorites. I love what you did with that vocally. The
Appreciate it.
backgrounds were amazing. The
Appreciate it.
harmonies were amazing. Another record that you did, near and dear to me because it is my wedding song for my wife and I. You and I by Stevie
Yes,
Wonder.
sir. Yes,
Um,
sir.
so it hit me a little different. I'm like, all right,
Come on, boy.
let me see what Jamal's gonna do with this
Yeah.
thing. Let me
And you
see
know,
what he's gonna
it's
do with
hard.
this thing.
Listen, it's hard to come behind Stevie, man. So I just had to put a little twist of Jamal on there, and it worked out. So I'm happy you
And
enjoyed it.
and that you did. What is your process for coming up with your vocal arrangement, your vocal production, with this background that you have?
Hmm.
Uh, how do you come up with these melodies and these harmonies? Where does it come from? What's your process?
Got you. So I typically like to dissect songs kind of in an acapella way. So I sang with an acapella group for about 5 years and a professional acapella group for about 5 years. And I also sang with an acapella group in college. So whenever I'm listening to songs, I'm analyzing everything. I hear the bass, I hear the drums, I hear, the string parts or whatever. And I'm thinking, how can I translate these things with vocals? So I'm mainly a drummer, so I don't play keys or anything like that. So if I have a song that I'm needing to do, I'm gonna sing all the parts. I'm gonna most of the time do that until I can collaborate with somebody that can play the parts, or I'll just sing the melody for them and hopefully they can figure it out for me. But I just like to strip everything away, make sure the main solo vocal delivers, and then I like to complement from there. So a lot of those vocals that you hear, you'll hear mashups in there. You'll hear, all these different ideas just to just give it some new flair. The original records are so timeless and amazing that I feel like you always have to add a little something to it to make it uniquely yours. So that's kind of how my process is. I strip it all away, think about the main vocal. And if there's a certain line that I feel like it needs to be complemented a little bit more, I might, repeat it or, throw some extra harmonies and try to paint the picture with the chords.
Now you redo Nat
Hmm.
Cole, you redo Stevie Wonder.
Hmm.
This is some amazing records. Who were some of the artists that you looked up to that you were in your room, maybe in mom's pop's basement, just hit and rewind and trying to let me
Hmm.
hit this note, let me hit this run. Who were those artists for you?
So my pops, over whenever I be at my mom's house, she would only play gospel. Like, listen, it was gospel everything. But when I go over to my dad's house, he would play, the greats, the Luther Vandross, the George Benson,
Mm.
the Ohio Players, any and every kind of music that would just expand my brain. You know what I'm saying? So I would listen to him. I would listen to Nat King Cole. But like I was saying earlier, John Legend is a huge influence of mine. So I studied him. I started to emulate him in high school and college, and I was like, I want to sound just like that. Not realizing that I needed to have my own twist on it and my own sound. So I just started to take from different people: Nat King Cole, John Legend, Bryn Terfel, who's an amazing opera singer, Brian Stokes Mitchell, who's in the musical theater world. And I said, let me create this sound that's just unique to me. So that's why you'll hear operatic influences in a lot of the things I do. They're like, that vibrato sounds a little bit different than most R&B singers out here, but it's mine. So when you hear me, it's me.
I have had the opportunity to start the June Archer School of Arts, where we teach young people about not only the business of music, it's graphic
Hmm.
design, it's filmmaking, it's photography,
Hmm.
it's also DJing. For
Absolutely.
you, I want you, if you can, speak to the kids and also the parents to what is the importance or why is it so important? Your parents did it for you
Hmm.
that we put our young people in arts programs or
Hmm.
school of arts programs, performing arts programs,
Hmm.
to give them the combinations to be successful, to give them their
Hmm.
best foot forward to the opportunity that they may not just be a doctor or a lawyer, but
Absolutely.
what the performing arts can do for our young people.
Think about it. When the quarantine happened, everything shut down, right? So all you had were your Netflix or your your iTunes or Spotify and stuff like that. And it really was creatives that continue to move the ball forward. You know, we were exhausting Netflix and Hulu and all these different shows and all of our albums and stuff like that. But it really was the creatives that continue to push this world forward. And so I would speak to the parents and the people that are in charge of budgets and all these different things that are happening around the world for arts. Um, Arts are needed in everything because it creates a well-rounded person. So of course you need to get your studies done. You need to understand how to study, but expressing yourself through your art is a whole different thing, and it can touch people in ways that maybe in interaction as a doctor or a lawyer may not be able to do. And that one lyric or something that you deliver to somebody could save someone's life. Like even in my lyric, in my song "I Love You," I talk about 3 words so simple can change the world. Like it literally can change the world. And I got the opportunity to perform with this acapella group and travel the world and interact with these people, with the State Department. And we literally got to see our music save lives. We literally got to see it relieve, the pressures of daily life that these people are going through, relieved by the arts. So I would say support it 1000%. If your kid loves the arts and they want to be a director and a singer, a dancer, let them express themselves fully, and support them 1000%. And now I'm doing my thing full time, and my parents are absolutely proud of me, because they knew I had a dream and they wanted me to chase that dream 100%. So here we are.
And we are proud of you as well, brother.
Thank you so
I
much.
can't tell you the amount of accolades. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony at Walt Disney Concert Hall,
Hmm.
Gustav Dudamel, the
Hmm.
L.A. Philanthropic, Mr. Marsalis, the Jazz
Hmm.
at Lincoln Center Orchestra. There's so many things here that I can tell that you are in love with your craft, that you do this in your sleep. You drink it, you eat it, you inhale it. It's
Absolutely.
important. But we do know that there are times when the dreams that we have are sometimes deferred.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the dreams and the path that we have sometimes have obstacles. There are
Hmm.
roadblocks. There are doors that are closed. There are
Absolutely.
doors that are cracked, but nobody
Hmm.
wants to let you in.
Right.
What keeps you motivated?
So my parents gave me an amazing life. Like they sacrificed so much to get me to where I am today. So what keeps me inspired is wanting to return the favor to them. Honestly, like that wakes me up every day. I'm like, you know what? My mom woke up at 4 a.m. every day to go to a job at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. every single day to make sure I had everything I needed. So I would love to return that favor to my parents and do the same thing for my kids, you know what I'm saying, and supporting their dreams. So that keeps me motivated every single day. And also, understanding that whether I touch millions with my music or whether I touch a couple hundred, those people are supposed to be touched by my art. So that makes me wake up every day ready to create, to put my spin on whatever or create an original song that really changes the world, that touches the world. So those two things is wanting to take care of my family, and make sure they're good, and wanting to touch the world, I would say.
One of the things that I love that you just said, whether you touch millions or hundreds, I
Hmm.
like that perspective because I started to do away with the, well, if I could just reach one is not
Hmm.
enough, Jamal.
Hmm.
Reaching one person is not enough
Hmm.
anymore.
Hmm.
People are going through things. People are losing their lives. People are
Absolutely.
losing their livelihood. They're
Hmm.
losing their homes. They're losing loved ones. We need to touch more than one person. So I'm excited that you said if it's not thousands, hundreds. Let's
Hmm.
just start with hundreds,
Yep.
right? Because yeah, we know we can touch one
Yep.
because there's someone that you walk by every day. There's someone that you may interact on the phone every day. That is that one, but that's not enough because there's
Hmm.
so many people that are hurting right now, Jamal. That
Absolutely.
we need to aim higher. Is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Um,
Cast a
for
wide
you,
net. Absolutely.
what is the best piece of advice that you've been given, either from one of your parents or a mentor, uh, someone along your path that has allowed you to continue to look at the glass half full and see that light at the end of the tunnel?
So I would say some of the best advice I got was from a couple of my teachers. I would say Evelyn Ellis and James Dunaway and Jan Opalak. They just told me to be uniquely me. So don't try to box myself in. Don't ever try to be someone else. Or, a lot of times, because of the genres and stuff like that that we, dibble and dabble in, they say, oh, you got to be this. You got to be an R&B singer. You got to perform this way. It has to be this certain way. And that's the only way it's going to succeed. But you can carve your own path. You know what I'm saying? You can really make your own path, and touch people with what you uniquely bring to the table. And so I've just kind of walked in who I am 100%. And I don't allow people to sway that at all. So that's what I would say is that main advice is literally walk your path. You see everybody else doing your thing. Don't get distracted by everything they have. Tunnel vision and continue to move forward in your path, and it will lead you where you're supposed to go.
No, I love that because I always preach, put your horse blinders on, pay attention to your journey
Exactly.
because he gave it to you. He didn't give it to anybody else.
He didn't give it to
So
anybody else.
I
So there's no
appreciate
need
that.
to be jealous of anybody else because your path is uniquely yours. They can't interact in your path. You can't get in there. So focus on yours and do it to the best of your ability. Exhaust all resources he's giving you every single day.
I love it. Jamal, I've been playing this game. We talked about it
Let's
backstage. It's a game called University of Dope. And for those who have been watching and following me for some time, we've had the likes of Redman and Method
mm-hmm.
Man and Mary J on and a whole bunch of celebrities
Let's
in the
go.
hip hop realm. But Jamal, it gives me great pleasure to let you know that University of Dope has now issued the Anatomy of R&B. It just came out.
Let's go.
I'm literally opening it up for the first time. You are the first one to play this. My
Let's
first
go.
guest to play this, and it's University of Dope R&B style. So I'm just opening this up for the first time. I haven't been able to read through these questions or pick anything. So we're gonna take a little ride, and we're gonna try this thing out together, Jamal.
Let's go. Let's see how it goes. It could go. It
Let's
could
see
go completely left, or it could go right. We're gonna see what happens.
And we're gonna see. So I'm taking these out now. For those that are watching and listening, University of Dope is an amazing game. It's hip hop history,
Mm-hmm.
and the motto is unpopular opinions are welcome.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna start with the first card. Look, I'm not even shuffling them. It's going right here.
Fresh on the pack.
Wow. I'm just gonna say wow. This is I haven't opened this up yet. So let me just say wow for this first question. If you had to erase one person from R&B history, who would it be? A, Chris Brown, B, Neo, C, Justin Timberlake, or D, Usher? Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay. I love
talk it out,
right? I love
Let's talk
JT,
it out, Jamal. Talk
but
it out.
I wouldn't necessarily consider him R&B. So I feel like for this one, I can get away with this because he lives more in the pop world. He does, he definitely has some R&B elements. So I'm gonna say from R&B history, I'm lucking out with Justin Timberlake just for this.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's a bit stressful.
Wow. The best side chick anthem from the following. Is it A, You're the One, SWV?
Woo.
B, As We Lay, Kelly Price? C, My Little Secret, Escape? Or D,
Jesus.
The Weeknd by SZA? Wow.
Oh my God.
Best side chick anthem. A, You're the One, SWV. B, As We Lay, Kelly Price. C, My Little Secret, Escape. Or D, The Weeknd by SZA?
So I'm gonna eliminate SZA because she's a little bit, it's newer and it is a great anthem, but these other ones they got longevity and they're still being played to this day. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Escape. I'm gonna go with Escape.
My Little Secret. Wow. Wow. Oh man.
Please don't play me.
Wow, this is crazy. Who had the worst R&B career. A. Ashanti. B. A. Marie. C. Carrie Hilson. Or D. Maya.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Keep in mind, I am just opening this pack for the first time. I haven't even. I am
Oh
excited
my!
in both, flabbergasted in both. I
Why
am
would
at
they
a
do
loss
this?
for words.
Why would
This
they
is going to
do
be
this?
one for the ages right here.
This I I'm gonna say, oh, it's between the top. I'm gonna go with the top two. So, oh, because she got even though she got some hits and stuff like that, she sang background for a couple joints too. So I'm gonna say A Marie. I'm gonna say
A.
A Marie.
Marie.
I'm
All right. All right.
Please don't
All
play
right.
me, guys. Sorry about it.
Which song? This is a good one here. I like
All
this.
right,
Which
all right.
song would you leave on your crush's voicemail? A. When I See You,
Mm-hmm.
Fantasia.
Okay.
B. Nothing Even Matters, Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo.
Uh-huh.
C. Swing My Way, KP and Envy. Or D. You Don't Know My Name, Alicia Keys. Which
Oh
song would you leave on
my.
your crush's voicemail? Wow. I like this question.
This is an amazing question, and they all are fire. Uh Let me go with the top two. I'm going with the top two. Either When I See You by Fantasia or Nothing Even Matters. Nothing Even Matters. There it is. We're going with
All
that one.
right. All right. All right.
Oh man. It could have
All
gone
right.
either
We're
way.
gonna we're gonna we're gonna do two more. We gotta do two more here because it's getting hot. You sweating over there, Jamal.
I'm sweating hard.
Sweating, sweating over there. The dopest duet from the following:
All right.
My Boo, Usher and Alicia Keys;
Knew that was gonna be on
My
there.
First Love, Kiki Wyatt and Avant; Nobody, Keith Sweat and Athena Cage; or D, Spend My Life, Eric Benet and Tamia.
Woo!
The best, oh no, it says the dopest duet. A, My Boo, Usher and Alicia Keys; B, My First Love, Kiki Wyatt and Avant; C, Nobody, Keith Sweat and Athena Cage; or D, Spend My Life, Eric Benet and Tamia.
Woo!
This is another good one. I can't wait to play this because I got to see what everybody else answers.
Jesus Christ. All right. My Boo is so huge, man. Spend My Life is such a classic. I'm gonna go with My Boo. I know I should have gone in another direction, but I'm gonna just say My Boo, guys. It's a safe choice.
All right. Last one. Which artist would you have sing at your funeral? A, Fantasia; B, Jennifer Hudson; C, Jasmine Sullivan; or D, Faith Evans.
At my funeral, see, I know this person would bring the house down at a funeral because she sings any and everything. I'm gonna go. Wait. I thought about it, but Jasmine is so fire.
This is a
I'm gonna go
good
with
question.
Fantasia. I'm gonna go with Fantasia because
Yeah,
she gonna sing this gospel joint that's gonna bring the house down. Everybody's gonna be weeping, and then she gonna help them recover.
that might be dope. So,
That was a stressful game, man.
no, it was, but I'm
Jesus.
gonna do this. This is a pop quiz. This is a pop quiz. I
I
just had to look because I haven't seen this.
I
But
got you.
they have these pop quizzes in the original hip hop version. So in
Bet.
this pop quiz, it says going clockwise. It's only you and I, so it's gonna go to you.
Uh-huh.
Each player must recite one line to No Scrubs. First player to mess up has to drink, but we just want to know if you know at least two lines from Scrubs, and I'm gonna give you the first one because it gives you a clue.
All right.
A scrub is a guy
Who thinks he's fly, also known as a buster.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Oh, I keep going. I thought it was back and forth.
Keep going. Now you keep going.
Always talking about what he wants, but just sits on his rope. So
My man.
I got you.
My man. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Jamal Moore playing
Yo.
University of Dope, the R&B version
No, I
That's good.
gotta
I
order
can't
that.
wait to dig into this, man. And listen, I'm gonna get your information. I'm gonna make sure that they send you a pack of this new game.
Please.
Unless you need to play it with your folks, man. Listen,
I will
that's
gladly
when
play
you
that
know
joint.
who's really about their R&B life,
For
right? So,
real, for real, for real.
man, thank you so much for playing that with me, Jamal. It's all fun, it's all games. Unpopular opinions are welcome, but we do love
Mhm,
all of these artists, and it's just really just hip hop trivia and fun. Before I let you go, Jamal, music is a soundtrack to our lives.
mhm.
For you, what song best represents your journey up to this point, or which artist would you say embodies your journey up to this point?
So I there's this hymn that I absolutely love. You know what I'm saying? I grew up singing it my whole life. It's called Lead Me, Guide Me. I literally sing that in everything that I do, whether it go into an audition, whatever. It's literally God's will for my life. So I would say that that would pretty much be the soundtrack. I mean, ever since I stepped out here in LA 4 years ago, I've been like, God, lead me wherever you take me, I'll follow. In everything I did, whether it's going to Eastman in 2008, going with this acapella group in 2012 that had no followers. We had to make it all ourselves, you know what I'm saying, for 5 years, end up touring 60 countries together. So all these things, it's been me being led by God. So I would say that that would be the main soundtrack of my life.
And you've been traveling, man. You just named said there's a bunch of countries. How important is it, especially for our young people, to have your passport? That when this thing allows us to travel a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more and a little bit more safely, how important is it for you to have your passport to be able to enjoy and experience different cultures, different countries, different food, and everything else
Mm-hmm.
that comes along with it?
It's so important. It literally will open your brain to understanding that it's so much more out there than just your small community and your city and your state. Even just traveling around the U.S. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different things happening here, but having your passport, it literally is a golden ticket to see the rest of the world. So I've been blessed to travel all over Europe, Asia, Australia, some parts of Africa, and every single time I've been just overwhelmed with, the kindness of the different people and experiencing different foods and, seeing how different audiences react to my music. And, it's an amazing, amazing ticket. And I think that everybody should have their passport. I mean, as soon as your kid is eligible to get a passport, which is fresh out the womb, go get them one so that they can travel with you and make sure they have all those experiences for sure.
The new EP is out, Love Letters Volume 2. Jamal, where can they follow you? Where can they like you? And where is Love Letters available?
So my name on all social media platforms is Sing Jamal Sing on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, anywhere you want to follow me. If you go on youtube.com/Sing Jamal Sing, that's my channel where you can see some of my other music. Love Letters is available on all digital music platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, Tidal. It is everywhere. And I had an amazing time producing it, and I hope you all enjoy it. If you need me to come sing you down the aisle, let me know. Holler at me at jamalmore.com, and I will gladly come make that happen for you.
Jamal, we appreciate you. I hope you guys really took stock in what Jamal was saying. Whatever you believe in, whatever higher being, allow that to lead you through
Hmm.
the trials and tribulations. Life is not easy. We do understand that. But another thing Jamal said is, I love you. Three powerful words. And you guys know
Hmm.
I always end my broadcast and my show with letting you know, tell somebody you love them. It may be the last time you have the
Absolutely.
opportunity to do so. And you never know. It might be those three words that save someone's life. So be good to each other. Tell someone you love them. And thank y'all so much for tuning in. That is Jamal Moore. I am June Archer. This is the Winner Circle. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Peace.